Hi, you're watching Professor Plays, and this is my Factorio tutorial series, Build from Scratch. So as the name implies, I'm going to be building everything from scratch, no blueprints. I can create blueprints in the game, but I'm not going to use blueprints as part of the playthrough. So let's go ahead and get started. I picked out, I think, is a very good map for a tutorial. So I'm going to do, first I'm going to look at mods. I have Afraid of the Dark. I'll show you the information on the mods in case you want to use them. You don't need these. I'm using Afraid of the Dark just because it's a little dark on YouTube sometimes, and what this mod does is it puts a slight glow around my character. There's other things in the mod, but I don't use them. I just want it so it's not quite so dark on YouTube. Vehicle Snap, that's a quality of life mod. Again, you don't need it. What it does is it makes it easier to drive in a straight line. You see this kind of a wheel here with spokes on it? You can set the degrees that you want for the spokes, and when you're driving, it makes the vehicle follow that degree, that line. It's a very nice mod. It makes it easy to drive, as I said. Where is my body? If you die and you respawn, it draws a line to where your body is. Now, the reason you want to do that, your body has an inventory, whatever you had when you died, it's still there. It stays there for, is it 20 minutes? Gosh, I can't remember. I don't die very often. Just kidding. But it draws a line to where your body is. If you want to go back and retrieve your body and retrieve the inventory, you can do that. So that's what I have for mods. There's lots of other mods you can play with. I'm just using those. None of these are what I would call cheating mods. They're just quality of life mods. There's other quality of life mods that are great. Try them, play with them, and see which ones you like. Now, if it's a mod that changes the game, if you're going for achievements, which the game tracks, some of the mods will disable the achievements, so just be aware of that. I have selected, I think, a very good map for this tutorial. So I'm going to go to New Game. I'm going to say nothing different here, just free play. And this is where it says Seed. Let me show you, I'll do a preview. So this is what this map seed looks like. And if you click on this random seed button, you'll get a random map. So I did that a few times, and I got, well, this actually is a good map here too. I got a good map that I think will work quite nicely for this tutorial. Now this one right here looks like it would work too, but anyway, I've already sort of looked at this one and I think it's a good map. So this is the map seed. 3806 423019. 3806 423019. Yes, I thought this was a very good map seed for a tutorial or just to play. And I'll tell you why I think it's a good one. Water is a perfect barrier. The enemies in the game are bugs. And these red spots here, these are the enemy bases. So this is a perfect barrier. It's a perfect barrier down here. There's also some water over here. You're going to start in the center. So you always start with the resources in the center. It's kind of hard to see, but there's stone and iron ore in the same patch. They're almost the same color, but this is stone, this is iron ore, there's coal, there's copper ore. We're going to start in here. Look at this cliff. This is a cliff here. It's not a wall, but it certainly looks like it's forming a wall. So I think we can go in there and fill in the gaps and use that as a wall. And we'll have a wall around our starting area with no bugs inside the wall. So that's what I'm thinking anyway. And then outside that area, there's good resources. Iron is always the next resource that you generally need more of. So there's nice iron there. There's iron there. There's more coal up there. I want to know, is there oil nearby? And there is. There's oil, and oil. That's this magenta color here. That's the oil patches. There, it's kind of hard to see, but there's copper there and there's copper there next to the waters. Those would be good sized patches of copper also. And then more copper here, more copper here. There's uranium. I always like to know where that is. These bright green blotches there, those are trees. There's not a ton of trees in the map. And more uranium over here. And then the water, the way the water's shaped, like I say, it's a perfect barrier. If we can survive long enough, and I'm thinking I can kind of move a little bit if I hold the mouse. If we wall across here, wall across there between these two lakes, and maybe if I want that uranium, wall up and over to that lake, and then down through there, look at all that nice area we would have with all those resources and these nice walls. I like it. I like the map. So again, we're going to start in the middle. When we start, I kind of want to know, is there a possibility for any big rocks that might have coal in them? And it looks like down here, this brownish colored terrain, that's generally where you find the huge rocks that might have coal in them. I think there's might be some down here. I don't know for sure. We'll see when we start the game. So, and you can do a screenshot of this. Do a screenshot so you can remember where stuff is, where the resources are. That's a good idea to do that. I'm just kind of, the things I know that I want to know, I can kind of remember where those are, but do a screenshot. And I also know it has enough room to build a little starter base. So, looks good to me. Over on the left, these are all the different settings that resources, terrain, what do you want in terms of, you can tune down the trees, tune them up, you can turn cliffs on and off. I'm not changing anything there. And the reason I'm not changing anything there is if you want to play along at home, if you just enter the map seed, you'll get the same map. So just do the default, make sure this is default. Type in this map seed 3806423019 and you'll get this exact map. So I'm not changing anything under enemy. The only thing I'm changing is under advanced tab, where it says research queue availability. I want that to say always. That's all I'm changing. Okay, so then I'm gonna go, you can do a screenshot again of this. Let's go to play. So there's my character. There's our crashed ship. Okay. I'm going to change the color of my character. I just do open the console. It's the reverse apostrophe on a PC keyboard. It's the key where the tilde is, under the tilde to the left of the 1 on my keyboard. And then /color. 3 numbers, 0 to 255, the amount of red, the amount of green, the amount of blue. So there's my character, nice bright yellow. You don't need to change the color. It does make it a little bit easier if you die, if you want to go back and recover the contents of your body, you should have a bright color so that you can see it, especially if there's a bunch of bug carcasses all over. And I also generally like to leave the items, at least the spaceship here, because this is a storage chest. If I left click on it, it opens it up and you can see the storage slots in there. And look, there's some ammo. So I'm going to get that ammo and put it in my inventory. And then that inventory, by the way, you press E and it opens up your inventory and your crafting menu. So there's the ammo that I just picked up. Unfortunately, in this map, the spaceship is on top of the coal deposit and I'm going to need that coal. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to hold down right mouse. Takes a while. And it removes it. Now that does not go into your inventory. I'm pressing E again. So these items over here, and some of these others are chests. The way you can see what's in there is, it's called Alt mode. It's so called because when you press the Alt key on a PC keyboard, it displays the contents of the chests or the recipes for machines. So I can see that this is a chest and what's in there. I'm just going to do Control and left click or drag across with the mouse to pick up those items. If you're playing on a console, the Twitch or some other console, you'll need to figure out the commands in order to do the things that I'm describing. It's just easier for me to record on the PC. And I'm not used to playing on the other consoles. I'm used to playing on a PC. And you don't need to pick these things up. I'm just showing you can pick them up and they're not in your inventory. They don't show up anywhere. So you start, by the way, speaking of inventory, you start with a burner mining drill and 1 stone furnace. And you want to start mining some iron ore. That's this one here. This is iron ore. This is stone. This is coal. And then there's copper. Can't quite see it. Copper is down here somewhere. There it is. There's copper down there. So start with iron. I'm going to put my burner miner on the iron ore. Now you can press E, open your inventory and select it. And then put it on the mine. Or you can just, when you're over a mineable resource, just press Q. And the miner that you have in your inventory will be selected. So I'm just going to do that. Let's put this up here. I want a nice good row of these. So you put the miner like that. See this yellow arrow? You can rotate with R. That's the direction it's going to deposit ore, the thing that it's mining. And it's blinking, it doesn't have any fuel. And then the stone furnace, I'm going to put that so the ore is mined directly into the stone furnace. But now they need fuel. You can burn wood, you can burn coal. This is coal right here. If I hold down the right mouse, I'm mining coal. It's very slow. See, it says coal 2, coal 3, coal 4. So those are the number of pieces of coal that I have. There it is. I'm going to put that down here on my quick bar. Oh, by the way, I have 3 rows on my quick bar. The default game only has 2. If you press escape and go to settings and interface, this is where you can change the number of active quick bars. I changed mine to 3. There's other things you can change there, obviously. And I may have changed things. I've been playing for so long, I don't remember the default game settings. So if I've changed anything else, you can see my settings here on this screen. And now I'm holding something now in my hand. It says 4. That's how many pieces of coal there are. If I do a control right click, it puts half. Let me grab a few more just so it's not an even number. There, 5. If I do control right click, it puts half or approximately half of what I'm holding into the item. If I left click, it puts all of them in there. So I have to do a right click, and a left click. So now I can see what's in there. You can see it's burning coal. This is the fuel. You can see what it's mining. Each one of those cycles it's a mining cycle, and it's burning coal to do that. It's depositing the ore into the furnace, and you can see it's smelting iron plate. So that's the iron plate that's been smelted that's in the furnace. You can see the coal that's in there. And then you can select, you can get the items out of there. You can just click on it to open it, and then click here to put it in your inventory, or you can just do control click. And that takes all of the iron plate out of there. So I'm going to need more coal. I'm going to need more stone also. Now, this is too slow. It's just too slow to stand here and mine coal or mine stone like that. So if you can find them, these are rocks down here, I can tell by looking at them. If you can find the freestanding rocks, that's a faster way to get stone in the early game. So let's go over here and see. And if we're lucky, some of these will have coal in them. In fact, there's some up there too. If you can see on the mini map, there's one up there, but these I think are a little closer right here. Yeah, there's some rocks. I see them. So I can point to that with the mouse, and it says big rock, and it says expected resources 20. So that does not have coal in it. That does not have coal in it. Let's see. Is there one with coal? I want to show you what that looks like. Does this have coal in it? Yes, it does. Okay, so that one said the one without coal said big rock on the right, and the one with coal says huge rock. That's what it says in the game. Now, if you want to sound like a Factorio player, you call this coal rock. This is coal rock. This looks like a coal rock down here. Yep. And it says expected resources on the right. There's no guarantee you're going to get 37 coal and 37 stone. In fact, it tells you what you get right there. See, it's 36 coal and 30, and I missed what it said. Anyway, it's not always said. It's not always what the expected resources are. That one was. These little black spots moving around, those are fish. And you can collect those, hold down right mouse. And the reason you'd want to do that is, in Factorio, that's your health pack. Raw fish is your health pack. Now you can't reach all of them. That one's too far away. But there's more fish up here. So I'm going to grab a few fish while I'm here. You look like you were swimming in the dirt. And I don't think it was. It was just very, very close. And I'm going to put those down here on my quick bar. Oops. So I can have quick access to them. I'll grab a few more while I'm here. Doesn't take that many. Well, if you're going to do combat, it might take a lot. Depends what you want to do. You don't need to have enemies. You can turn the enemies off completely in the game settings. In fact, if you're a new player, that might be a good thing to do. As I said before, I think I said before. If I don't, if I don't say something, is that oil? Yeah, that's oil right there. Right there. Yeah, in fact, there's one behind this tree too. So I'm pointing at the oil. It says crude oil on the right, and I press Q, and it shows me a ghost that's holding a pump jack. So that's what it looks like. If I had one, that's what the thing looks like that you put on the oil well that pumps oil out of there. Now, I could click, but it doesn't put the pump jack. It puts the ghost of the pump jack. That's a setting in the interface that puts a ghost down there if you don't actually have the item in your inventory. So your game may not do that. I can't remember the default settings, honestly. It's been too long. I want some trees. I need the wood to make electric poles. I'll get about 100. You can burn this for fuel also, wood. You can burn wood for fuel. It's not as efficient as coal, not as much energy. And plus I want it for electric poles. It's telling me how many I have on that number on the right. There you go, that's 100. Okay, so I got some coal, I got some stone, so I mined some stone. So now I can make some stone furnaces. So if I press E and I go to the crafting menu here, these tabs are different things I can craft. And so under production, I see stone furnace. If I left click, I build 1. If I right click, I build 5. If I shift click, I build as many as I can build, given the resources that I have. And that was all the coal rocks. There are more rocks here, though. I'm going to grab more rocks while I'm here, because I want more stone furnaces. Just holding right mouse. Again, this is quicker to mine stone from these rocks than it is to stand on the stone mine and manually mine it. Okay, so that's good. I've got enough furnaces to get started. Let's see, it's over here. I'm looking on the mini map. Pardon me. Going back to the iron patch. Now I can see it on the main screen. So now I can get the iron ore that was in the furnace. I just control click. Now I can press E and open up the crafting menu, and I can build more burner miners. So I did click. I'm building more. I have furnaces in my inventory. If I press Q, if I point to the furnace and press Q, it selects furnaces. I want to know how many is that. I could count them, or I could just control C and drag across there, and it tells me how many it is. I'd like one more. Let's put it over here. And then we'll give these guys some fuel. Right click again puts half the stack. If you press Z, it drops one item. Now be careful with Z because it drops it. If I point to the ground and press Z, it's dropping coal on the ground. But if you're fast enough, you can drop it into the furnaces. Now the stuff that's on the ground, you press F, you'll pick it up. I'm holding control, I'm just holding left mouse and dragging the mouse across to collect the iron plate. I want some burner miners. There we go, that should be 4, I think, if I counted correctly. Here's my coal patch. Okay, I'm going to press Q. See that arrow? That's the direction that the miner's going to deposit coal. So what I'm going to do is I make a little circle here, like that. And I'm going to put a couple pieces of coal in there. So this burner miner is burning coal for fuel. It's also mining coal at the same time. It mines more than it burns, fortunately for us. And so it's going to deposit coal into this one's going to deposit coal into this one, into this one, into this one. So this circle, they're mining coal and they're depositing the coal into the neighbor. And when I click on this one now, you see it's accumulating coal. So it's burning the coal slower than it's mining. So it's getting extra coal in there. So all of these are now collecting extra coal. Now I can just hold down the control key, hold down left mouse, drag across there, and I collected the coal. So now I can go over here, I can feed these furnaces, and now I can make more burner miners. Let's do some more over here. Let's rotate that one, and then let's go like this maybe. There we go. One more coal. More iron plates, more burner miners. I'm going to fill in this row of furnaces with burner miners. Like that. And so they're going to want coal. Now, if you play with fighters turned off, you can play at a nice leisurely pace. I do not have fighters turned off. Bugs. They are in my game, so I cannot play at a very leisurely pace. I need to be conscious of the fact that when this pollution gets out there, in fact, speaking of pollution, if I go to the map view with M, this button on the map legend here, pollution button, displays your pollution. So that's that red cloud, and it's growing. So when that pollution reaches the enemy base, which is, there's an enemy base, I can't see what's over here. When it reaches that enemy base, shortly after, it takes a while, but they get mad, and they'll come and find out what's going on, and they'll attack your base and attack you. So I don't want that to happen. So I need to be a little bit sensitive of urgency here as I'm building. Again, you won't need to worry about that if you turn them off. I'll show you how to deal with bugs, the biters. I sometimes call them biters, I sometimes call them bugs. The bad guys. Okay, where's my copper? Copper's down here. I've got some iron smelting, I've got some coal. I want some copper smelting. I generally do 4 to start with. Like that. Put too much in there. There we go. And I need a few more burner miners going on stone. Some more coal. I'm control right click to add half of what I'm holding in there. So here's stone. And we'll do something like this. Like that. And I'll put an iron chest. And I'll put some coal. Just control, left drag, left mouse and drag across. And I'm going to control right mouse, put half a stack in each one of those, and then control click to get the stone, and then shift click to make some furnaces. Like that. And just keep things fed. Okay, let's go check on the copper. Okay, now I'm going to build a power plant. So I'll press E, and it's under the production tab. So I'm going to make one boiler, left click. You can make 1 or 2 steam engines. I'll make 2 since I have enough to make 9, so I'll make 2 of those. Offshore pump, left click. 1 lab, left click again. Let me make an iron chest. 1 burner inserter. Some small electric poles. Right click builds 5, so I've got 20 of those queued up. Let's see, what am I missing here? I want some pipe. Okay, I'm on logistics tab again. I want pipe to ground. Have one of those. And then under intermediate products, I want some automation science packs. I'm going to do right click, which builds 5, and another right click. So that's 10 of those. Now, where do I want to build my power plant? I'm going to make some electricity here. We need electricity for the labs, so that we can do research. And I need water for the power plant. You know, this perfect barrier, this water down here, I'm going to put the power plant here, because it's going to generate pollution. Could put it there. No, I think I'll leave. Let's go down here and put the power plant down here. Do I have everything I need for my power plant? Speaking of power plant, give me some coal. I have boiler, steam engine, offshore pump, pipe, burner inserter, lab, and I'm making science packs. Yeah, that should be everything. Let's go right here. So give me my offshore pump, and I'm holding the offshore pump. It shows you little green squares where it can go. Is that okay? That's fine. And so I'm just going to put this pipe to ground like that, just so I can walk between there. And then I'm going to put this boiler. Now I'm holding the boiler. See where my character is? There's a water droplet on that end, and there's a water droplet on the other end. And then this bottom pipe has a steam cloud on it there. So the water goes in on either end. Let's see, where do I want it to be? Like this? Let's do it like this. So water goes in here. Just hook it up to your pipe. And then the steam engine goes where the steam icon is. So here's my steam engines that I crafted. And see, it hooks up to the pipe there where that blue arrow is. So I can go there, and you can run 2 steam engines from 1 boiler, like that. Now there's a little plug symbol that's flashing there. And this fuel icon, because this wants coal or something that burns, and this wants an electric pole to give you the electricity. So I'm going to put an iron chest here. I'm going to put some coal in there. I'm going to use a burner inserter. Now watch this burner inserter. See, it has an arrow. That's an option, by the way, in the interface settings. You go to settings and interface. Do you want the arrows to show up on inserters or not? That's a setting in there. Again, I don't remember. I've been playing for so long. I don't remember what the default is. But here's my burner inserter. And I want to take this coal and put it into the boiler. Now watch what happens. This inserter actually burns fuel to power itself. So it will pick up some coal and put it into itself first. See that? It's putting coal into itself to power itself, and now it's putting coal into the boiler. And so it's actually burning the coal. When I click on it, you see it's burning coal. And it'll keep doing that. It'll keep putting coal into itself to power itself, and it's putting coal into the boiler now. And now we're generating power. So now I want to put my electric poles, and this is the scheme that I use for the power plant. I just do electric poles here. Notice the shaded area around the electric pole. The steam engine needs to be inside that shaded area. The shaded area from the electric pole needs to be touching the steam engines. And you see when it does, there's a blue box that appears around the steam engine. So you want that to be on both steam engines. So all I do is I start on this side, hold down left mouse, and I just put a string of these electric poles. Like that. Now, I'll do Control C and drag across so we can see how many there are here. Okay, there's 11 electric poles. The reason I do that is one offshore pump can provide enough water for 20 boilers, and then you need some place to put electric poles, and it just so happens, give me a pipe here. Give me a straight pipe. It just so happens the spacing of these small electric poles is, it works out that if you do this layout, 2 boilers with a straight pipe and your steam engines here, I'll do Control C and copy this, like that. I don't need that on there. That spacing of the power poles, the electric poles, works perfectly. So I think that's 20 boilers. Let's see, Control C. Let's see how many boilers that is. Yeah, that's 20 boilers. So that's the maximum size power plant that one offshore pump can supply. And the spacing of the small electric poles works out perfectly like that. Now, this is not the only pattern. There's other patterns. The only thing is you have to have that blue shaded area of the electric pole has to be touching the steam engine. So there's other ways to do it, but I like to do it this way. So there's my layout for my power plant. Now I can run electricity from any one of these poles over here and power stuff in the rest of my base. So you just hover over that pole and press Q and hold down left mouse, and it puts them as far apart as it can. What's the maximum distance the wire will span, basically, is what it's doing, like that. And so there's electricity. And now I'm going to use that electricity. I'm going to take my lab that I built, and I'm going to put my lab here. And in the lab, I'm going to put my science packs. I just opened the lab and did a shift click and put the science packs in the lab. Now I'm going to press T, and that's the research menu. And I'm going to research automation. You can select anything you want. It defaults to automation. You don't have to select that one, but that's what I want. So start research, and then press T to exit that menu. And now the lab is blinking. It's consuming the science packs, and it's doing research. It's researching automation. And automation will let us make assembly buildings, which we can use to automate. We can use the assembly buildings to make things like more research packs, more science packs. So I'm going to just keep things fueled while that's running. Let's go down here to copper. Yeah, everybody's out of fuel. I'm taking too long because I'm explaining things, but that's fine. How's pollution? See, now pollution's reached the edge of where I can see. So that could be bad if there's a bug base up there. In fact, since I have electricity now, under the combat tab, I'm going to make a radar. In fact, under the combat tab, I'm going to use some ammo and armor. Light armor and some ammo. So here's my radar. Radar requires power, and let's put radar here. Yeah, let's put radar here. So what does radar do? Radar, well, let me get out of the way. Wherever you are, you have a square that you can see, and on the mini-map you'll see that. But now, if I have radar, which I do, if I get out of there, move away from that area, and then go to the map, this bright square, we can zoom in now in the map view and see that. So that's a live view of that area of the map, and that's what the radar is doing. Gives you that live view. And now again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm kind of like my own little radar. But that radar up there, or that view up there rather, is from the actual radar that I placed. And another thing it does, see if we can see one here. This, see that square? It's live right now. It's going to stop being live. There, it stopped being live right on cue. So that radar gives you a square that's this big, that's live all the time, and then it scans beyond that in those little squares, and it'll continue scanning beyond that live area out here, and I think it goes like, it's like 3 of those or 4 of those away that it will keep scanning. There's another one. So it's live for a little while, and then it will go, it'll stop being a live view, but it'll still show you the terrain. It'll still show you the resources. That's what the radar is doing. Okay, I'm gonna need more coal. Oh, let me grab the copper while I'm here, and then try to remember to fuel it again. Okay, so I researched automation. So now press E. Under the production tab, I'm going to make some machines and a couple more labs. Need more iron plate. This is my crafting queue down here, the things I've queued up that I want to build. So I'm crafting some more assembly machines. I'm crafting another lab or 2. I'm crafting some inserters. These normal inserters here, I'm crafting some of those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate science. I'm going to have another lab there. I just pressed Q and it put a ghost of the lab. And I'm going to take these machines and we're going to automate science like that. So you're going to make, I'm just left clicking and I'm going to select science pack. And now I can copy recipes. If I just do shift right click and shift left click, it copies the recipe. So I want those to make science packs. I want this one to make a gear. I'm crafting inserters. Did I miss a lab? Oh, I guess I didn't craft enough labs. Inserters, come here, inserters. I want you to go there. Like that. Electric poles, come here, please. Let's put you there. Like that. You are going to need some iron plate. Let's put you into an iron chest. Like that, give you some more power. In fact, let's put the iron chest in here so it looks better. Like that. That inserter is going to feed iron plate into the machine that makes gears. The gear machine is going to make a gear. It's going to output the gear into these machines. This machine that makes science wants copper plate and a gear, and it's going to make science. I'm going to hand feed it some copper plate. I'm holding copper plate. I'm holding control key. I'm going to hold the right mouse and drag it across. And it's going to put half the stack that I'm holding into each of those machines, just as a quick way to evenly distribute some iron plate. There's my other lab. Now we're making science. See, the gears are spinning, and it's putting the science packs into the machines. Now I can do some research. Let's do turret, military, logistics, electronics, steel, fast inserter, and heavy armor. Just for something to do. Now all the labs are blinking. I've automated science. All I have to do now is put iron plate in here, put copper plate into these machines, and it will generate science. Put the science into the labs, and I can keep doing research. So I'm just going to run around here and fuel everything. Collect the material. Oh, there wasn't much copper plate in here. Oh. And keep putting resources in to keep my labs running, and keep putting coal in to keep my smelting running. How's the pollution cloud? Okay, it's continuing to grow. I can make gun turrets now. Need more copper plate. Okay, I'm going to make some gun turrets. I'm going to make some ammo. Going to make a submachine gun. I want a couple more. Oh, I have a couple. I'll give me a couple more machines. I'm going to craft a couple more assembly machines. Put this machine up here. I need more inserters. Need more iron plate. Need more copper plate. You're going to make some ammo. We need power. You're in the way. Did I not craft? Oh, I'm crafting other stuff. Yeah, I have inserters queued up to be crafted. Do I have it? Yes, I do have a chest. Give me that, give me that. I'm going to put an inserter there. I'm going to put ammo in a chest. I'm going to limit the chest size. Left click on it, click on this X, and drag it up there and limit how big the chest is. I don't need a whole chest full of ammo. I'm going to craft those. Okay, yeah, there we go. And you need some power. Now I've automated ammo. It's going into the chest. Just control click, and that will collect the ammo. How am I doing on time? Okay, I'm fine. I need more coal in there. Okay, now I want to automate the delivery of fuel to the power plant. I'm going to use electric mining drills. I'm going to right click to make 5, and then left click to make 1 more. And I want some belts, so under the logistics I have transport belt. I'm just going to right click a bunch to get some belt. I'm going to deliver coal over to the power plant on a belt. Also, I can make turrets. I made turrets. Okay, so I crafted some turrets. So you see that circle around the turret? I'm holding a turret. That's the arc, or the area that it can fire. I'm just going to put some turrets around here to protect my base. So I'm going to put a turret there, and it needs ammo. So you can control right click and it puts ammo in there. If that's too much, just control right click to take some out. So now it's that's being protected by that turret. Let's put one over here. Same thing, just give me some ammo. Control right click. If that's too much, just control right click to take some back out. I'll protect my labs. Same thing. Control right click. And that's probably okay. Let's see, I need coal here. Oop. Try that again. Give me the ammo. Give me the coal. And I can put one down here, one of these turrets down here to protect copper. Actually, this probably doesn't need protection. No, I don't think this does, because this map, I said I liked it. I don't think we're going to get any attacks from down here. because there's nothing down there. There's no bug bases down there. Everything's going to come from up here. So I really like this. I think this is a really good map if you're not used to playing. So I like to put a little protection around my turrets. I use pipes. Some players like to use stone furnaces as kind of a wall to put around. Stone furnaces are cheaper than pipe, but they're not perfect. If you put stone furnaces, the bugs can get through there just like we can. So I use pipe. Give me more ammo. Let's put one. Do I have more turrets? Let's see. Turrets. Let's put turrets here on the quick bar. Give me some more turrets, please. Let's see. I've got one there. I've got one there. I've got one there. Let's put some pipe down here to guard this, or to shield this turret. Pipe. Where's my pipe? Pipe. Let's put you. Pipe. Let's put you there. Like that. Did I get my... I did get my electric mining drills. Okay, so now I want to put electric mining drills on the coal and belt that coal over to the power plant. How many did I get? I got 6. Oh, yeah, that's fine. So I'm not going to need these. I have to move you, I think, Mr. Turret. So I'm going to Q, and that's what an electric mining drill looks like. And these need power, so what I do is I use this little pattern. I use these small electric poles again, and the spacing on those works out perfectly with this little pattern. So where's my belt? Belt, I'm going to put you there. So let's put this over to the power plant. And it has to go down here. I'll have to line up where this chest is right there. I'm gonna need more belt. Again, right-click Build 5 and press Q to select the item that's under your cursor. And now I have automated coal going down here, and I can walk on the belt, it's faster. I have automated coal going down here to the power plant. And it says it needs some coal, so I'll give it some. But the coal's going to make it down here. How are we doing on power? If you want to know how you're doing on power, just click on a power electric pole there, and you can see how you're doing. So I'm okay. It's green. So when that green bar reaches the right side of that, then it'll turn yellow, and it won't be. If it demands more than that, it'll be yellow. You won't be able to satisfy it all. But right now, I'm fine. I could build more and make it bigger, of course. Are you out of copper? Might be out of copper, I don't know. Let's put some more copper in here. Yeah, the gears were not spinning. I'm just holding control and right mouse and dragging across to add more copper. Need more iron plate to keep my science going. Yeah, you need more coal up here. And I want more mining drills. So I need more copper. Like that. Okay, so that's the start of a factorial base. So the next time, the next episode, I'm going to work on automating smelting of ores. I'm going to set up a better, put electric mining drills on the iron, put electric mining drills on the copper, and set up a proper smelting array to smelt those into plates that then go onto a conveyor. I'll show you what it looks like. So I don't want to have time to do it today, I don't think. No, I'm going to be out of time. So where do I want to build it? Let's see. There's room in here. There's room in here, I think. So let's do it like this. If I do that, I'm kind of thinking about where I want these to go and how big they are. There's room in here to do some smelting, actually. So let's do that. Like that. And like that. And like that. That's how I do smelting. I'm gonna need more belt. Well, anyway, I'll just ghost this in. If you want to ghost something and not actually build it, just hold down Shift. It's good for planning. So that's what a smelting array. That's how big it is. I'll need more inserters also, which I can't build right now. But then you just take this. The way I do it is this belt has ore on one side and coal on the other. Belts have two sides, so you could put. So I'll just drop some coal on the inside of the belt here. See that coal is on one side, and then your ore, which I don't have any, but your ore would go on the other side. So I'll just put miners up there, and we'll put the belt. We'll belt the ore down, and put it on one side of the belt, put coal on the other side, and then it'll put it into the furnaces, and the furnaces will all put the plates onto this belt right here, and we'll have smelting. I'll do that next time. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click on that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it very much. Why are you not running? Oh, because we're not doing research. It's blinking. We need more research. Is that all the stuff I can do? That is all of the red science research that I can do. Yeah, I'll need to make a new science next time too. So I'll do that next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.